Welcome to something short and sweet on the Parsha. This week, Parshas Vayigash. How do we respond to life circumstance? Yaakov Avinu was going down to Mitzrayim. It was going to be a long and bitter exile there in Egypt. What was the attitude of those that went along with him? So the Torah tells us, Vayavo Mitzrayim, Yaakov v'chol zaro ito. They went down to Mitzrayim. Yaakov and all of his offspring with him. Should have been the end of the story. But then the Torah continues and says, children, grandchildren with him. Children, grandchildren, he brought along with him. Why the second verse? Why the breaking up seemingly of two different groups? Says the Or HaChaim HaKadosh. There were two different attitudes among the children and grandchildren of Yaakov Avinu. One went down to Mitzrayim knowing full well it was going to be years of terrible hardship. And yet they went willingly, accepting the circumstance, accepting the will of the Ribono Shel Olam. And then there was the other group. They were going into a Kur HaBarzel. They were going into a kiln. They were going into a furnace. And they wanted no part of it. And Yaakov had to force them to go. So they didn't go ito, but it was heavy ito. He had to bring them. He had to schlep them down to Mitzrayim. This is the will of the Ribono Shel Olam. This is what we have to do. In life, we have two groups. There are people who embrace their life circumstance. This is what the Ribono Shel Olam has given me, and I will make the best out of it. No, more than that, I won't make the best out of it. This is where I am supposed to be, and therefore this is what I am going to do. This might be my test. This might be my role. I'm going to make it the best because this is most suited for me. And then there are other people. They spend their entire life fighting against their life circumstance, expending energy, trying to get out of their life circumstance. There are others, don't fight it. They're just victims of circumstance. And they go through life being a victim. The Or HaChaim HaKadosh goes on to say that blessing comes to those who embrace their circumstance. Blessing came to those that went out to Mitzrayim with bitachon, with emunah, with faith in the Ribono Shel Olam. And that's why the slavery didn't begin until they were all gone. Blessing comes to those who embrace their circumstance, embrace their life role. Those of us who tragically fight against it or feel victimized by it. It's a sad state. It's a sad way to live. Today, in our age, we have incredible role models of people who on the surface received a circumstance which is very hard. How about that mother of one of the hostages? Hostage killed by friendly fire. You'd imagine how angry she would be, how much she would want something else to have happened. She released a statement just the other day saying that she loves the soldiers, and the soldiers did the right thing based on what they would do, and she's looking forward to meeting them. And no soldier should ever hesitate to do what he needs to do because maybe. What an attitude. What about that soldier who fell just last week? And beforehand, he wrote a note, and he said, among the beautiful things that he expressed, he said, should I be captured in battle, I don't want to be bartered for terrorists. I don't want me, because of me, I don't want anything to happen to my comrades. These are people who embrace what they are, who realize they have a role. These are the cream of the crop of Am Yisrael. May we, each of us, appreciate that HaKadosh Baruch Hu puts us where he wants us to be. And as these Jews, or the pre-Jews, family of Yaakov was going into Mitzrayim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu was developing a future. And with each and every one of us, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is developing our future and the future of our families. Should we embrace it? That will bring blessing to us, blessing to our families, and blessing to Klal Yisrael. Thanks so much for listening. Have a very good Shabbos.